Way to our house through the main driveway. And the garden here is pretty simple. Got senecio and some iceberg roses, a little germander over there, and this is the start of our privet hedge, and it covers most of our property that faces the road. And we also have a boxwood hedge that lines our driveway. So this is the first lawn. This is kind of our croquet lawn. It was actually much bigger, and we cut it in half and made part of it drought tolerant and the other half a vegetable and cutting garden. But we're going to take a look at the herbaceous border. We've got lavenders, germanders, violets, honeysuckles, senecios, some dusty millers. I have actually been moving plants from different areas in the garden over here, and actually the germanders, I only had one, and whenever I find any little seedlings and stuff, I just move them over. The same thing with the senecios. So this herbaceous garden area here pretty much cost me, I don't know, maybe about $5. Here is our new vegetable garden near our garden cottage. I've got some tomatoes that are coming along. It's April in Southern California, and the weather has been pretty temperate. There you go. There's a little tomato there. I've also got some Venus navelworts here, some little flowers and a flowering edible sage. This is our habanero garden here. Got quite a few little habaneros, excuse me. They like really hot weather, so they're probably not going to get much bigger until it gets super hot. Got some cayennes, growing some poppy seeds. I also have some taller plants like sunflowers that are going to border the lawn and the vegetable garden. I'm trying different types of poppies, and I've got some eggplants. I've got an aster over there against the little cottage, and some salvia, some irises, champagne irises. Got some lettuce. We just finished eating a crop of radishes, so I've planted some new ones. The types of poppies I'm growing are, this one is Hungarian blue, and actually the seeds, you can eat them. They're actually the edible kind that you get in those poppy seed cookies and pastries. I've got some other poppies here that aren't edible. That one I believe is a rose poppy. It's actually just seeded itself over there. I've got some cream corn nasturtiums coming up. I planted some of my all-time favorite dahlias. One of them is Natalie G, and the other one is Cafe Au Lait. Tiny little sprouts, they haven't shot up yet. Another iceberg lettuce. One of my all-time favorites, actually I think my most favorite, is a larkspur, and it's called Earl Grey. Little teeny tiny guys. I planted them by seeds. I think I put down at least 100 seeds, and only like 7 of them have sprouted, and someone is eating some of them, so I'm going to have to cover them up again. I do have a row of hide-cut English lavenders. They got a little beat up during the renovation project, but they're looking pretty good now. And this is our Demondia lawn, our drought-tolerant lawn. Way out there in the distance is a plant my husband calls a jungle plant, but it's actually bear's breeches, and its Latin name is acanthus, and it throws up these giant 5-foot stalks. Makes the plant look kind of almost prehistoric, like you expect a stegosaurus to come barging through it. Up there you see roses in the fore garden, and actually a tangerine tree, and a fig tree up there. This is our gorgeous elm that's about to fill out the canopy. I like to take naps under it. It's such a nice cool area over here. Some dusty millers, silver dichondra, and agapanthus that are starting to blossom. Just up the stairs here as we exit this garden area, some new plantings. It's a monkey flower that I recently purchased. Nice creamy yellow interior flowers, and it's growing in between some true geraniums. Another beautiful white rose. This white rose is an English old-fashioned rose, and the previous owners planted it. It's kind of fussy, called Glenn's Castle. Apparently it's in, I think, Macbeth, and it's also where the Queen Mother was born. And here's my little blueberry patch. You can see some nice ripe guys. I had to cover it with netting because we noticed a lot of the birds had them in their mouths. So they've already discovered them, and we're picking all the ripe ones off one by one. So a quick look from this end of our first yard and garden area, sort of the cottage garden area. That's it. Enjoy.